Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of our series Public Speaking Matters. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. What was your reaction after I greeted you like that? Will your reaction be the same if I greeted you like this instead? Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of our series Public Matters. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. The message and content is the same, but filler sounds are inserted. They are the most dreaded filler sounds in the Toastmasters world. And ah. They are meaningless sounds or utterances made to fill an unwanted silence. If used excessively, just like what I had just demonstrated, they will affect the content of your speech and irritate your audience. And what are filler words? Why should we stop using them? More importantly, how can we avoid them? Can we avoid them? Do you want to know the answers to these questions? If you do, please watch till the end of this video. You may support this channel by clicking the word subscribe and the bell icon below. After that, kindly click the like button too. Friends, join me as we learn about filler words and sounds to improve our public speaking skills. As I said earlier, some examples of filler sounds are and ah. On the other hand, the following are the commonly used filler words: okay, well, so, right, the overused word actually, and the equally popular you know. However, please take note that the words that I just enumerated may not be fillers, depending on the context of the sentence where the speaker used them. The rule is this: if the word adds anything of value, or if the meaning of the sentence would be diminished if it is removed, then it is not a filler word. Inversely, if the word does not add anything of value, or if the idea or thought of the sentence would not be diminished if it is removed, then it is a filler word. You may be asking, what's wrong with all of these filler sounds or words? Also called crutch words, their frequent use will give the impression that the speaker is nervous, unprepared, distracted, or at a loss for what comes next. Whatever the reason, they compromise the credibility of the speaker. When disfluency becomes repetitive and excessive, especially to the point of distraction, that's when it becomes a problem. In addition, in our professional engagements, we have a higher expectation of fluency. And when we are hesitant, it often leads to negative perceptions. In fact, inexperienced speakers can be perceived as lacking competence and confidence, or even as, and this is bad, deceitful. In short, these verbal viruses become credibility killers. Sadly, mediocrity in public speaking is all around us. If it is a virus, it is not only pandemic, it has become endemic. Now that we know the negative effects of crutch words, the most important question that we have to answer is this: how shall we avoid them? I have 3 ways to get rid of them. Are you ready? I can't hear you. First, embrace the pause. Most public speaking experts agree that the best replacement for a crutch word or filler sound is a deliberate pause. Filler words create distraction. On the other hand, pauses have multiple benefits. They create suspense, slow down fast talkers, demonstrate confidence, draw audience attention, and give speakers the time they need to communicate with precision. Knowing these benefits, speakers should deliberately pause when they feel a crutch word coming on. Breathe. It may feel awkward at first, but with practice, we will soon be pausing instead of using crutch words or filler sounds. Second, slow down. Speakers often use filler words because their mouths are outpacing their minds. Words are coming out erratically and nonsensically before the brain has a chance to organize them into points. But when we slow down, we have more time to plan out the precise phrases that we want to use, and we will not need nonsensical fillers to connect random and preliminary thoughts. If you have trouble slowing down naturally, insert more deliberate pauses and raise your volume. Both are countermeasures to fast talking. Third, practice your material. When we're nervous and anxious, saying anything, even a crutch word, may feel more comfortable than saying nothing. Practicing mitigates that anxiety by making us more familiar with the material. Just like the first episode, let's look at some speakers and evaluate how they performed in their speeches, taking into consideration the use of filler words or sounds as criterion. First, let's look at Pastor Joel Austin. He is a New York Times best-selling author and the senior pastor of one of America's largest Christian denominations, the Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. His YouTube channel has 2.29 million subscribers. On November 1, 2021, he delivered a word entitled "Let It Go," which lasted for 27 minutes. Pastor Joel had no filler words or sounds in this talk. I provided a link in the description of this video in case you want to watch the entire preaching. Second, there's this Catholic priest, Reverend Father Joseph Fidel Rora, who is an online sensation because of his amazing sermons or homilies. He has a YouTube channel too, The Three Nails and the Crown, with 386,000 subscribers. On August 29, 2021, he delivered a sermon during an online mass for 16 minutes. In this particular occasion, he had no filler words or sounds. Third, for our Muslim brothers and sisters, we have Dr. Mufti Menk. He also has a YouTube channel with 2.7 million subscribers. On October 1, 2021, he preached for 30 minutes on how to give up bad habits. He had no filler words and just one "ah." Remarkably, Dr. Menk used several powerful pauses. He also sings. Compare them to a younger preacher whom I watched online. Remember the preacher who talked for 31 minutes but had only around 40 hand gestures? In the same occasion, he had 6 ums, 8 ahs, and 165 okays. He uttered the word "okay" for 165 times at the end of almost every sentence spoken. That is the preacher's crutch word. This is definitely not okay. To emphasize, preaching is one of the highest forms of public speaking. Aside from inspiring the faithful, they are critical because they involve souls. Sometimes, they spell the difference between salvation and, yes, eternal damnation. Heavy responsibility. I am always praying for all preachers that God will empower them. Perhaps visit some of them in their dreams and tell them to improve their public speaking skills. With regard to our presidentiables who recently announced their candidacy to the highest office of the country for the 2022 national and local elections, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno Domagoso and former Senator Bongbong Marcos perfectly read their speeches. They had no filler words or sounds. In the same manner, Senator Ping Lacson, Vice President Leni Robredo, and Labor leader Leo de Guzman also had no filler words or sounds. For Senator Manny Pacquiao, he had no filler words, but he had 6 as. And last but not the least, Senator Bongo also had no filler words, but he had 4 as. Compare them to former US President Barack Obama. During his acceptance speech in 2012, he delivered the speech before the Democratic National Convention. He had no filler words and he uttered only 2 as at the start of his talk, which is alright. He sounded natural, seemingly unrehearsed, and in fact connected with his audience. Look at the spontaneous reaction of some of the audience at the time. A picture definitely speaks 1,000 words. Remember, stage presence is not pure talent. It is a learned skill. Therefore, as with any other skill, public speaking can be learned and mastered through constant practice. Let us keep learning, practicing, and improving one day at a time. Bear in mind that there are no boring speeches, only boring speakers. And there you have them, friends. I hope we are now aware of the negative impacts of filler words and sounds in our speeches and to us, speakers. Do you use scratch words when you speak? If yes, what are they? How do you plan to eliminate them? Do you have any other tips on how we can avoid using them? I would love to know your thoughts. So please share your ideas, if any, in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, kindly click like and subscribe to my channel. You may want to click the bell icon too so that you will be notified whenever I upload new videos. Please feel free to share this to your friends. This is your Monday Habit Demands World. Thank you, keep safe, and Godspeed, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another. What was your reaction when I greeted you? After that greeting. Welcome, everyone. The message or content is the same, but filler sounds are insert. They are meaningless sounds and utterances. Utterances. They are meaningless sounds or utterances made to feel. If used excessively, just like what I had just demonstrated. On the other hand, the following are the commonly used filler words. Okay, well, so, right, the overused, overused. The speaker is nervous, unprepared, distracted, or at a loss for. Let's look at some speakers and evaluate how they perform in their speeches. Taking into consideration, even a crutch word may feel more comfortable than saying nothing. That God will empower them. Perhaps visit them in their dreams. Visit some of them in their dreams. Perhaps visit them in their dreams. This is the Emily. This is your Monday Habit Demands World. Thank you. Keep safe and Godspeed.